crimes against humanity and genocide against the Manchu and Manchurian. We request the Court of Citizens of the World schedule a trial to hear our appeal. I also strongly urge that you should have separate trials that should also include Xi Jinping's communist tyranny committed the same crimes in the following areas, such as the Southern Mongolia, Hong Kong, and the Bashu Republic that also is demanding of restoration of the country. The series of trials should also include the genocide and crimes against humanity committed by the communist tyranny of Xi Jinping in the following areas. For example, the CCP has launched numerous political movements aimed at killing opponents and disobedience, which have killed tens of millions of people. The ongoing crackdown and killing, for example, the Tiananmen massacre occurred in early June of 1989. Thousands to tens of thousands of people died. But the suppression and the persecution after the massacre has never been stopped. And the suppression of Falun Gong practitioners started in July of 1999. Tens of millions of people have been persecuted under the control of the CCP. Recording and transforming information is extremely dangerous, but by the end of 2023, more than 5,000 people have been recorded as having been persecuted to death. And more than 1 million people have had their organs harvested from a life. I'm going to skip the following part of I talked about CCP has violated the international law and treaties in some more areas since I don't have that much time. And based on what was mentioned in relating conventions and the treaties, it can be convincingly concluded that the Communist Party of China, its regime, and its leaders have committed acts of aggression, war crime, as well as crime against humanity and genocide against the people of Manchuria. These crimes have persisted for 80 years. Xi Jinping has only been much worse since he stepped in power. And I'm going to skip the next part as well too of my call to CCW and talk about why Manchuria should be included in next trial of China Tribunal, and also a brief introduction to the people, history, and culture of Manchuria. Our accusations. First, the CCP carried out the siege of Xinjing, now known as Changchun Weicheng in Chinese, resulting in the deaths of hundreds of thousands to 600,000 people and committing crimes of invasion, war crimes against humanity, and genocide. Second, from the time of the CCP occupied Manchuria until today's Xi Jinping's rule, the same terrorist group and the same terrorist regime have been committing crimes against humanity and genocide against the people of Manchuria. Third, specific crimes committed by the CCP and the Xi Jinping's regime. With the help of the Soviet Communist Party, the CCP used dissipation and violence to invade and occupy the territory of the former Republic of China and the land of Manchuria, and then successfully invaded and occupied East Turkestan and Tibet. To maintain its colonial power after the occupation, it frequently launched political movements and adopted extremely brutal and terrifying methods. Submitted. 1. The land reform movement from 1950 to 1953, killing 1 million to 5 million people. 2. The campaign to suppress counter-revolutionaries from 1950 to 1953, killing 1 million to 2 million people. 3. The Sufan movement, also called the campaign to eradicate hidden counter-revolutionaries from 1955, caused 53,000 people died. And 4. Anti-rightist campaign from 1957 to 1978, 4.6 million people were classified as rightists, and the number of deaths is known. However, there were 3,136 rightists at Jiabiangu labor camp. In less than 2 years, most of them died due to hunger and illness. And by 1961, there were only about 500 survivors. 5. The Great Leap Forward and the Great Famine. From 1958 to 1961, killing 45 million to a number I even cannot believe, 96 million people. 6. 4 cleanups campaign from 1963 to 1965. 77,560 people were surprised to death. And number 7, the Great Cultural Revolution from 1966 to 1976. 100 million people were persecuted, 20 million died, and more than 7.03 million people were disabled. 8. One-child policy from 1971 to 2013, from estimated to have resulted in the deaths of hundreds of millions of infants and related to many more persecutions. 9. The Chinese economic reform, also known as reform and opening up from 1979 to 2012. 10. The Tiananmen Massacre, June of 1989. Thousands to tens of thousands of people died, and the suppression and the related persecution after the massacre never stopped. 11. Suppression of Falun Gong. Since 1999, tens of millions of people have been persecuted, and more than 1 million people have had their organs harvested from alive. 12. The spread of COVID-19 and the mandate zero COVID policy. From the end of 2019 to the end of 2022, there are no exact figures on the number of deaths, but it is generally estimated to exist tens of millions. So this is the reality under the Chinese communist regime. And basically, everybody is the victim. So all those actions of the Communist Party aimed at eliminating opponents and stabilizing the regime were carried out in Manchuria. The CCP and the Xi Jinping regime intend to destroy the language, the culture, beliefs, and the identity of Manchu people. And the CCP and the Xi Jinping regime have destroyed the economical and natural environment of Manchuria, resulting in a large number of Manchurians lost their homes and wandering around in the world. The CCP and the Xi Jinping regime's unfair and destructive policies towards Manchuria's economy have resulted in a significant reduction in the local population. According to above, the Chinese Communist Party's terrorist regime and its current leader, Xi Jinping, have committed all the above crimes in Manchuria. All the facts cited above can be compared to draw conclusions. So the CCP killed a huge number of Manchurian people in Manchuria. Its region of terror caused serious physical and mental harm to the Manchurian people. The CCP deliberated put the Manchu people in a state of difficulty in survival, lack of materials, inner fear, and mental uneasiness. And our request, we ask the Court of Citizens of the World to give a fair trial to Xi Jinping personally and the Chinese Communist Party, and demand that Xi Jinping and the Chinese Communist regime immediately stop all the genocide and the crime against humanity and the behaviors in Manchuria. Thank you so much.